So hey everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to solve a weekly contest 480, and in this particular video we are going to discuss the first two problem. Why I am discussing two problem in a one video? Because first question is quite easy. So I thought instead of making a separate video for this, why not just include both of video in both of the question in one video. So that is the reason I'm explaining both of the question in the one video, and it is a really great problem. It's absolute difference between maximum and minimum key elements. It's a really good problem for a beginner who are just starting their career, who are just starting their coding journey, I think, uh, who is learning about the coding. So this is one of the best things, or one of the best easy problem for such platform, at such platform like LeetCode, where you can learn and where you can actually understand things. This question actually gives you an idea how to actually think about the problem. It is quite easy. So you are given an integer array nums and integer k. Find the absolute difference between the sum of the k largest element and sum of the k smallest element. So what we have to do, if you see the example, so we have to find the k largest element and the k smallest element, find the sum and the simply return their absolute difference, right? So k largest element are 4 and 5, two largest element are 4 and 5, and two smallest elements are 2 and 2. So we are just summing up their values and returning their absolute difference. So it is quite easy how I'm actually approaching this particular problem. So I know I'm actually dealing with the minimum and the maximum elements. So, and here is I have a constraint of k. So why not just simply sort an array? And what I'm doing is I'm just simply iterating till k steps, and from starting I'm taking the first k elements, and from ending I'm taking the first k elements, right? And how this is actually working, let's say, for an example, we have, let's say, element of uh, our example is of this one, right? Let me just put it over here. So if you see, we have this element. So what I did first, I just sorted an array. So now my array become 2, 2, 4 and 5, right? What I am doing, I'm just running the loop till k, because I just only need two elements from front and from back as well. So k is running from 0 to 1. Let me put 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So this is the indexing of the elements till the point the k is running. So till this point I'm running the loop, so that I'm actually able to capture the first two elements, and same for the last. So this one is completely clear how it is actually capturing the elements, because if the I is 0, then this one, I is 1, this one. What about the rest of the elements? As we know, the n is 4 5, no, n is 4. So I need these and these two elements. So we have a particular formula of, if we subtract n minus I minus 1, which actually gives us the last element. How? Let's see. If the value of I is 0, the n is 5, 5 minus 0 minus 1, which gives us 4, which 0 1 2 3, the length is 4, sorry for that. So it gives us as 3. So 3 is the index of the fifth element, so we got 3 as well. When I become 1, again we calculate the same stuff. Then in that case 4 minus 1, because I become 1 minus 1, which actually gives us 2, which capture the 4, right? So this is actually the formula which we are actually using over here to find the sum, and in the end we are just returning their absolute difference. So the time complexity is of log n and log n, where, because we are actually sorting an array and it is O of n, so it's overall O of n log n. So this is it, because it's an easy question and constraints are very low, so it's an optimal solution for this special problem, right? So I hope you understand. Let's move to the second question, which is actually not that much difficult. It is, I think it should be an easy to medium problem, not that much difficult, right? So let's see what the problem is trying to say. Reverse words with same vowel count. Okay, that means you are given a string S consisting of lowercase English words, each separated by a single space. Okay, determine how many vowels appear in the first word, then reverse each following word that has same vowel count. Leave all the remaining words unchanged. Okay, let's see an example. If you see, we have a string as they mentioned, we have a string with separated with the space. We have a cat and mice. Now what they are saying is, for the first word we have to count how many vowels it contains, and after that for rest of the word rest of the string words, we just have to find is there any particular string which have the same number of vowels as the first one. If it is, then we reverse. If it is not, then it still appear as it is. So let's see an example. Let's see. So this is the input and this one is the output. So for the cat we have to count the number of vowels, right? So cat contains uh, one number of vowels, right? Now what we have to do, we have to perform the operation on rest of the string, like and is considered as a different string and mice is considered as a different string. So what we do, we have to find for rest of the word how many vowels they contain, right? So for the, let me just write it over here. For and it contain one vowel because uh, a is a vowel. In case of it also, it contains two vowels, right? So it contains two vowels, and what our problem is saying is, first count the number of vowels in the first word and check how many rest of the words are there which have equal number of vowels. If they are, then simply reverse that word. That means what we R and become D and A. Right. So this is what we have to return, like, because first one is always stays same. In case of third, we see it has two vowels, but our question is saying the number of vowels is equal to the first word. So this is not going to contribute, and like this is not going to be. We are not going to reverse this, so we write it as it is. So this is the output which you see over here, and this is the process which we actually follow. So the question is quite easy, quite simple. Just think, just read a question and just understand what we are actually have to do. So first, in order to perform an operation in a better way, make sure to split the array so that you can easily able to get a string. So that the first string is cat and then and then mice. Once you got this, perform first operation on this. Take first and count number of vowels, and then for the rest of the one, iterate over this one, count number of vowels. For this one, count number of vowels. If it is, then reverse it, otherwise put it as it is. And so this is the actually the whole idea behind this particular problem. So let's see the code how I actually achieve this. So this is the code is quite simple. What we are doing here is, I have just taken a length of an array string. I have taken a string builder because you know about Java, like strings are immutable. And then I have declare a variable to store a vowels count. Then I have created an array. What I am doing is I am just splitting it, right? Because based on this space, because we know the strings are separated by space, otherwise it become really difficult for me to actually capture those strings. After that, what I am doing it for the first one, first string, counting the number of vowels, right? I'm counting the number of vowels on the first, because with this count I'm actually going to compare with the rest of the strings, right? So I have created one function is vowels, where I'm passing the character. If it is vowels, I'm incrementing the vowel count, right? So this is the actually what I'm doing is counting the vowels. How the function is look like, it is quite easy. For every character I'm just checking if it is a vowels, then return true, otherwise returning a false. Here what I'm doing is I have created a string builder where I'm actually storing my answers. Why I'm putting string as spaces, because you see the result is also want us to return an answer in spaces manner. So that is the reason I'm doing it right click or like this. So now I'm iterating from the first, excluding the first element, and now starting from the second one. For every string I'm just taking inside a str. Why I'm using again a string builder, because we have to perform reverse operation, right? So string builder is really helpful when you are working with Java, right? So I got a current string, I got and as my current string I have stored in an st. I'm iterating over this particular string and counting the number of vowels. After that I'm just checking if the count is equal to vowel count, then simply storing it in my answer with reverse, right? Because as we see what the question is asking us to do. If it is not, then simply storing it inside our as string builder. And what I'm doing over here is, if you see, every time whenever you are storing, we are storing it with the spaces. So what our final answer become, if we just simply return it, then it become like this. The answer become this, where some spaces are coming, but we don't want that, right? So we need to remove those spaces. So that is the reason I have done a substring over here from 0 to substring, and after that I'm just doing a toString, because it is a string builder and we have to return a string format, right? And yeah, this is it. Let's see, let's run the code. Let's submit it. So yeah, it successfully got passed. So this is it about this question. Talking about the time complexity, so we are it's going to be O of n, because we are running, like if you see, we are actually running over all the elements of the string. So the time complexity O of n plus, for every n we are running towards the length of the string. So it is str dot length, which is the number of string which came after we split the string. Space complexities of n as well, because we are using a string builder where we are actually storing the answer as well. This one is also, and another one is this one, where we are actually every time we are storing the correct the string, right? So this is the space complexity for this particular problem. So I hope you like the video. If you like and if you understand both of the problem, please like the video and drop a comment, so that I got to know about the way I'm explaining is actually correct or not, and because it actually helped me to improve my way of explaining, and I love to hear your thoughts. So this is it for the video. I hope you like and learn something new from this video. Bye bye, take care.